What's up, my know-it-alls? It's that time again. Time for a review, but specifically, it's time for Ant-Man Quantumania. That's right, the brand new movie. I just got out of seeing it. You're probably not going to see this review until tomorrow, though, because I am really tired. Either way, I wanted to give you my fresh out the theater, like, literal ideas of what's happening and what's going on right now. So let's get into it. By the way, this is the non-spoiler review. I know I don't normally do that, but I want to give it a shot. So non-spoilers moving forward, but we will be getting a spoiler review. We're gonna drop it probably on Sunday. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. Ant-Man Quantumania. Man, where are we sitting on this one? Wow. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on. So right now, as of this recording, specifically the Rotten Tomatoes has it at 48% with a 85% audience score, over 1,000 plus verified ratings to 85. So I think the 85 is probably more accurate to some things. I think the 48%. The critic consensus is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania mostly lacks the spark of fun that elevated earlier adventures, but Jonathan Majors Kang is a thrilling villain poised to alter the course of the MCU. So, okay, so let me ask one question first before we get too deep into all of this stuff. So, it lacks the spark of fun that elevated earlier adventures, but you're excited for what Jonathan Majors is going to do, altering the course of the MCU. Come on, man, really? I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like everybody, well, hang on. Let's go to the next thing. Number 2. This is IMDb. On IMDb, Ant-Man Quantumania is 6.6. That's out of a possible 10. All right, and so that's a very interesting. That's 135 critics and 228 users. So not quite as big a sampling as Rotten Tomatoes, but still I would say pretty valid. Then you have Metacritic. Metacritic's important for a lot of reasons, but Metacritic's got it at Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Metascore of 48, which is based on 58 critics' reviews. User score of 5.1. That's out of 10. So again, IMDb was probably the only one or not IMDb, but Rotten Tomatoes was the only one that gave me kind of a really good look at why and sort of explain some things. But looking at all those things, plus if you spend any time on social media, one, stay away from everybody who wants to just toe party lines. If people don't have a brain enough to sit here and give you an honest opinion, who just want to be like, I think it's whatever, it's mediocre, this and that, because everybody else is saying it, you don't need that. Don't ignore those people. Period. So, I've now reviewed both the first Ant-Man and Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now I'm going to review Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. But I wanted to walk through some things because I'm going to say some stuff, and then I'm going to give my rating at the end like I usually do. This movie did not blow my socks off. But not for the reasons you think. As a movie, on its own, it's very impressive. Does everything. John Campea said recently, I don't know, man, it feels like it's not, I don't know, the MCU's definitely lost its magic. It's 25 years old. I don't know anybody who would be impressed by anything that's lasted that long. Now, I functionally thought this was an excellent film. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it jumped right in. I thought it did a wonderful job with the limited time it had, laying out for us an entire universe of stuff, quantum realms and all kinds of things going on and whatnot. It laid out so much brilliantly. And all the stuff you've seen from the trailer, Cassie wants to try to make some way that they can help traverse and see kind of what's going on down in the quantum realm. She creates sort of a Hubble telescope, if you will, that was in the trailers, that sends a signal down to the quantum realm. The signal's ultimately reversed and sucks them in. There's suits a go-go, and everybody's doing what they got to do, and you've seen the whole trailer. I cannot wait to spoilers to really get a chance to talk heavy about all the stuff you guys saw in the trailers that are actually certain other things. But I know that I'm very excited for what this entire film is doing. I see what it's doing. I like the way they set some things up. I will say I'm kind of disappointed. I am disappointed in one thing, which is it ends like a Marvel movie, and I will not translate that for you. Watch the spoiler review, and you'll understand what I mean by it ends like a Marvel movie. That is not a bad thing, by the way. Nothing I'm about to say is meant to be derisive unless I literally say this is a criticism. This was an excellent, I feel like I'm an apologist for Marvel all of a sudden. As we move forward, it's going to take more to impress us, just like comic books. Welcome, general audience, to the world comic book fans have known forever, which is that, are you the guy who's only here for the events, or are you the guy who's here to buy every issue? I buy every issue. So I watched all these things. I watched the good, the bad, and the ugly. Trust me. All right. I watched the Joss Whedon Justice League. Okay. And trust it. Yeah, it's rough. But at the same time, I watched this. I enjoyed this, especially on the heels of having watched the first two for my previous reviews, my retro reviews that I did. So this was not, Jonathan Majors is amazing, by the way. He's amazing. The guy chews the scenery in every scene he's in. Also, he's playing a variant of Kang, as in he's playing Kang, one of the Kangs. That's not news. That's not spoilers. But the version he's playing is almost unhinged because every sentence he says feels like he's giving it all of his energy. Even the ones that are subdued, it feels as if I'm really just chewing the room because there's something I want to do, this and that. But it looks like his jaw is ready to just tighten up and oh my gosh, the guy is amazing. Anyway, I love the dynamic between Cassie and Scott. I think that's fun. Learning about Janet's life in the quantum realm. We get a lot of insight into that. That's really enlightening and very engaging. Evangeline Lilly wasn't given much to do in this, and the things she did I liked, but overall not a whole lot. Tons of cameos, all the cameos you know about and have heard about. So Bill Murray and some others and whatnot are all there. Everybody's doing an excellent job. So one of the criticisms that I had heard prior from somebody who saw it from an actual press release, a press screening rather, talked about how this felt like it was filmed on the volume. It felt like it was filmed a certain way. So I went into this kind of going, I wonder if that's true. There's a whole bunch of scenes, man. There's some where it feels like you can tell they're on the volume. And there's others where it feels like they did an amazing job marrying everything together. The wider out they pull, the bigger in scope and scale everything feels. And it works really well. So, all right. Well, there you go. Now you know. Knowing half the battle, you have to know it all yourself. Don't look at me like that. What do you think I'm going to do? It's a non-spoiler review. Not a whole lot I can tell you more about this. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. My most recent issue of my Marvel Studios comic book. Very much. Was that my cover? No, but still, this guy versus this guy, pretty intense. And also the fact that this guy versus this guy can even happen. All I'm going to say is, well, then that speaks to a lack of understanding of how the quantum realm works and what that means. Those of us who are into comics, we understand what it means. We understand the power, the energy, the things that happen and exist. We understand the myriad of different types of people and all this other stuff. But yeah, man, the story is engaging. The story is riveting. The know-it-all index rating for me for this movie, for Ant-Man Quantumania, I'm going to give this a solid 8. Yeah, solid 8. Strong 8. Not even, and again, because I gave Ant-Man a 9 and this movie an 8, doesn't mean anything. I gave Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man 2, a 7.5. So at the end of the day, the fact that they were able to bounce back from 7.5 to a full 8 is amazing to me. So what are some of the things that people are dealing with and what are we going through? I feel like there's a little bit of, I don't think it's superhero fatigue. I think it might be Marvel fatigue, and not a Marvel fatigue in that we're tired of Marvel, but Marvel fatigue in that you're not going to get the big giant reactions you want anymore. This is our new normal. you're going to need to escalate and raise the bar to a whole new level if you want to try to get that level of amazing, oh my gosh, from us. But it doesn't mean the movie was bad. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm down, man. I'd love to see how it does. I can't wait to see some of these guys online who do like charts and tell us how the box office went and whatnot, just to kind of get a better feel for what's coming. But yeah, man. So comment below. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on the movie. If you've had a chance to see it yet, don't spoil, please, in the comments below. We want to try to keep this spoiler free. So if you're going to the comments below, do so at your own peril. Otherwise, all right, guys. I will see you for the actual spoiler review, which is going to drop on Sunday. Never forget, everyone loves a know-it-all.